I am back and I am ready to rock and roll because see, y'all have really stopped and put a grind in my gears right now because all of this extra, clap your hands, stomp your feet, all this love and praise that we have for Ja Morant. I'm getting sick and tired of it already. And Ja, you sticking your chest out. I'm gonna have to get at Mr. Morant this morning on the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Y'all already know the vibes. Kyrie Irving, the Brooklyn Nets. I got an update as far as what the hell is going on with Kyrie and some of these home games. Is Brooklyn going to play big bank, little bank, or what? We got to get into it, man. Good morning. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It has been a minute. You guys are now rocking with the best. This is the Best of Seven Sports Talk. I'm Seven Mitchell, your host. As always, salute to everyone out there. Happy 2022. Before we even get started with the show, let me go ahead and put the link in the live chat. We will have open panels all day, every day here on the Best of Seven. So if you guys want to come up, talk your stuff, link will be in the description. You're more than welcome to chop it up with me. Just know what you're talking about if you want to come up here and talk basketball with the kid. Let's get right into it, man. I'm not going to waste time. Let's start this thing off, man. Like I said from the start, let's talk about Mr. Ja Morant. Who the hell does Ja Morant think he is? Let's get right into it. Now, shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not going to sit up here and play this game with them this morning. Memphis has won 11 straight games, looking sharp. Now, I don't know if it's because people hate LeBron and the Lakers so much, or if they're truly happy and excited for the success that Memphis is having. But I would like to remind everyone in the National Basketball Association of one key thing. We are still in the regular season. Now, Ja Morant, I'm not going to hold you. I like Ja over Zion. I'm a fan of Ja. I see the potential. Last 8 games, Ja Morant has been balling, averaging 29 points a game, 6 boards, 6 assists. He's shooting 53% from the field, 52% from the three-point line. This is over Memphis's last 8 games. He's averaging these numbers. These guys have just won 11 in a row. Memphis has won some big games. They beat the Lakers twice. I know they beat Golden State. They beat some quality teams. But what I'm seeing here is that this whole attitude of what have you done for me lately is spilling over into now Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies being favorites to win the Larry O'Brien trophy this year. Are you guys kidding me? Like, I got to talk to the bosses. I watched Ja Morant stick his chest out how he did this little kid after he scored. Now, Ja Morant went crazy against Golden State. Then remember the little kid stuck his hand out, but he had on a Golden State jersey. Now, Ja Morant, I did hear that he sent the kid an autographed signed jersey and all that. But he just mean mugged this little boy. And I'm looking at Ja like, wait a minute, brother. We all seen what happened to the last Ja that stuck his chest out thinking that he was that man. Y'all remember what happened to Ja Rule? I'm not trying to play Ja Morant, but I need Ja Morant to fall back and calm down because this guy, we only in the regular season, he is showing off. I really don't understand. I am a fan of the regular season, but I'm also a bigger fan of reality. I'm about to bring my brother D Money on here. He's going to join me this morning for a couple of minutes. But before I bring him on, man, I just really need to know what the hell is going on with Ja Morant and this. I can't call it overnight success because he's been grinding. And now, the grind is starting to pay off, but it's just the regular season. And the fans of the National Basketball Association, I feel, is just doing entirely too much. Great numbers he's putting up. But I'm not jacking Ja Morant right now as being some goddamn favorite or someone that is going to lead the Memphis Grizzlies to some goddamn championship. Let me explain something to you guys real quick before I bring my man D on. Do you guys know if the playoffs ended right now, Memphis would be in the playoffs? However, they would have to play the first round, I believe, against the Denver Nuggets with Jamal Murray playing and healthy. So you want to tell me that Memphis, as constructed, will be able to beat Denver with the reigning MVP, Jokic, beat them in a 7-game series, fine. If they advance past Denver, then they would have to battle and beat Golden State. So you're telling me that in a 7-game series now, even though John them looked sharp over Golden State the other night, they'll beat Golden State in the 7-game series in the second round of the Western Conference Finals. I mean, in the playoffs, just to then have to go to the finals and play the Phoenix Suns. So then you got Ja Morant and Memphis beating Phoenix now in the Western Conference Finals in the 7-game series, just to only have to now play Brooklyn or at least Milwaukee in the NBA Finals. I just cannot gather and understand what makes you guys think that the Memphis Grizzlies, even though they're on a hot streak right now, that they're actually built for this. I don't get it. Let me bring my man D Money up on here, man. We're going to have to talk, D. You know what the hell is happening here. I see you on here twice, so let me see if I can get rid of one of these. What's up with you, D?
What's going on? What's going on, bro?
Man,
how you doing this morning?
I'm not doing good at all, man. I am not doing good at all. I just beat this COVID thing. I'm watching the Memphis Grizzlies win 11 straight. I'm watching everyone shit on LeBron and my Lakers, and I'm watching Ja Morant stick his chest out. Are you a Ja Morant fan?
I like him a lot, actually. I think, to me, he's the closest thing to young Derrick Rose when he first came to the league.
You're comparing Ja Morant to Derrick Rose from what aspect? As far as talent, as far as speed, as far as production,
as far as just strictly athleticism, and as far as the skill set, I don't think the step is as quick as Derrick was in his prime, but he definitely is as explosive.
And, Ja Morant is absolutely explosive. I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah. I still think he's still a little wet behind the ears. You know what I'm saying? He's still a little young. The whole team is young, actually. I think give him about a year or two.
Okay.
And maybe add maybe one more veteran piece to him.
Right.
I think they'll be where they need to be. But like him, Dylan, and Jaren Jackson, they're not there just yet. I think, yeah.
Do you have
probably next 2 years? I think they'll be really, really good.
Do you have a problem with Ja sticking his chest out? When you're playing in this game, there's only a select amount of people in the world that can play in the association. Do you have a problem with Ja, the way he's boasting, the way he's talking that talk like he's that guy right now?
No. I mean, if you don't think he's that guy, you need to stop him. But ain't nobody really stopping him for real. So, I don't got no problem with it.
But my thing about it, D, I feel like we're putting too much mustard on the regular season. We still got a whole half of basketball to go when it comes to this year. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing people put Memphis almost at the top or a favorite to come out of the Western Conference.
You got to calm down on that. I ain't ready to say that just yet.
I'm not jacking that, bro.
We still don't know what the Lakers are. We still don't know what the Lakers are in Phoenix, and even though the Warriors took a really, really bad loss yesterday, they're still not like 100%. So I need to see them match up with one of these teams that are like at the very top of their, at top form.
Right.
Because Grizzlies is cool and all, but I mean, if AD is there, that's the problem with the Lakers.
Thank you.
AD is not available. If AD is there, I'm sorry, you're just not gonna beat them.
Well, hold up. That's not the only problem that the Lakers have is Anthony Davis. That is one of the problems that I think people are overlooking. But the Lakers have a shitload of issues going on right now of why they're not successful.
I feel you. I just find it hard for, say, a Grizzlies to beat the Lakers with. Sorry, that's my little one in the background.
Oh no, man, it's all good, man. She's part of the family.
I have a hard time believing that with AD, that Grizzlies would be able to beat them, because I feel like just having LeBron and AD alone could overcome like the shortcomings of Westbrook and be able to beat a team like the Grizzlies, who's still kind of young.
Okay. So the Memphis Grizzlies right now, they're sitting at 30-14 on the season. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves last night, I think 116-108. Mm-hmm. Now, do you feel like Ja Morant, the way he's playing right now, is he a solidified all-star at least for this season?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he has to keep it up. I mean, we still got another half of the season to kind of dictate that,
Right.
but I think he's really, really close to already kind of hitting that. Like as far as All Star, I think he's already there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now I'll put it like this: MVP conversation is going to come into play because I already hear people putting him in the MVP category. MVP is only going to come into play depending on where they place in the playoff race. If he
As
could get
well
them
as
to
as
like a
well as don't forget neither, not to cut you off, D, but we also got to take in consideration that injuries, all these other things are going to play a factor when we decide who's going to be the MVP at the end of the year.
uh
Because
huh
I don't think as constructed, if everyone was healthy, if all these teams were able to come back, if we saw Kyrie, play home games, we're going to get into that topic in a second. If the
uh
Lakers
huh
were able to find a way to get it together, I don't see Ja Morant being a front runner for the MVP. AJ in the
huh.
building from out London, man. AJ, if you can hear us, man, let me know what you think about Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. They just tied the franchise record, winning their 11th straight game the other night versus the Timberwolves. If you there, AJ, what you think about Ja Morant? I know my guy's out in London, so I'm not sure if he's able to hear. AJ, if you with us, come back in. I'm gonna go ahead and remove you. Just come back in. But no,
I
man,
think
I got respect for him. I got respect for him. I feel everything you're saying, D. But the way I'm just seeing everyone just ingratiate Memphis as being a favorite blows my mind.
well, I'll put it like this: if you if the Memphis can hold at least a fourth seed by the time it's time for playoffs,
Okay.
and and Ja is still on this kind of run, I can see him as a dark horse for
MVP.
MVP. Yeah.
Now, what if Memphis make the play-in tournament? What if they because last year I think they went in the did they lost to Golden State or did they beat Golden State last year? I know they had a run in with the
They lost to
Warriors.
Golden State in overtime.
Okay. So if they make the playoffs or if they make the play-in tournament, does that
Uh
help
huh.
or hurt Ja Morant's chances of being an MVP?
Uh
Too tough to
man.
call right now.
Yeah, it's too early to call. It would depend. Like
AJ,
they would have to like fall. Like it would have to be like I don't know. It would
okay.
depend. Like if it's like injuries, cool. But if it's like a losing streak and they just went and this whole time it's like a flash in the pan,
Right.
yeah, that's going to dock against him.
Got my bro AJ in the building. AJ, what's up, G? Can you hear us?
Yo,
What's happening? I think I might have
yo,
lost him again. Can you hear?
Yo,
can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know if
I
you can
can hear
hear us,
you.
AJ.
I can't hear seven. What's going on?
Oh man. Oh man. See, that's that Ja Morant hate right now. See, that's that poison.
Hmm, that's
AJ said he
weird.
can't
This
hear. Damn.
All good.
I got to get my
Hey,
guy AJ up in here, man.
no
What's the word,
problem, no
D?
problem, no problem.
So let me ask you this, because
Uh
now
huh.
we're talking. Let's talk about Brooklyn real quick with Kyrie Irving. So now the talk is if the Brooklyn Nets are willing to pay the fines, Kyrie may able to actually play some home games for the Nets before the year's out. And when I counted up the amount of money that the Brooklyn Nets will have to kick out with all these fines in totality, it's like
Uh
five
huh.
to $10,000. It's like it's not a lot of money at all. What do you think the chances are of Kyrie actually playing home games before this year's out?
Hey, listen, man. The NBA better hope that don't happen. You already know how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
You're still
The
sold on
NBA
the
better
Brooklyn
hope that
Nets.
don't happen. They better keep them out. Cause if they're healthy, hey man, you might go ahead and book it, killer. Go ahead and book it.
I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking that. I'm still not sold on Brooklyn. And I heard you mention about Milwaukee. Milwaukee beat the mess out of who did they beat? Golden State yesterday? They blew Golden State out.
Beat the stuffing out of them.
Do you take that
Um,
as an upset? Because I called it to be a blowout. I'm not sold on Klay
okay.
Thompson.
So the problem is sometimes the styles make fights. Milwaukee just matches up well with Golden State right now, and Golden State doesn't have the bigs to match up with Milwaukee. So they could technically just play bully ball, and when you got Giannis can get to the hole whenever he want to, and you have
Right.
nobody stopping him like a Wiseman uh, or Draymond to kind of slow him down, you're just gonna have issues, especially even with having Clay back. Clay's still not like he's probably about a good 70% Clay. He's not
And
100% Clay.
oh my
You know.
God, D, you keep making excuses for Klay
I'm
Thompson.
not. I'm not. I'm just telling you what. I'm just telling you how I see it.
Clay,
And
Clay.
even still, even with all that going on, it's
Okay.
still Giannis and the way that the Milwaukee plays, it would still be a problem. Now, no, I'm the type. I believe in accountability. Everybody done got quiet since Steph done cooled down, like he do every year around. You know what I'm saying? He done cooled down,
Right.
but we're not gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was just so rah rah, and he's gonna be MVP and all this other stuff. We ain't there yet. You know?
Now, AJ, he's in the live chat. He said he think that the Brooklyn Nets need Kyrie Irving, but he hasn't been around long enough, and it's going to take them a while until they get into that mode of possibly winning a championship. How much time do you think Brooklyn has now for the chemistry factor before this shit is all over with? Because mind you, James Harden and Kyrie Irving's contract is coming to an end.
If you can get Kyrie by All Star break, they'll be just fine.
So
The problem is
You're telling Brooklyn to go ahead, pay the fines to get Kyrie to play home games, and you
unless
feel like
unless
by
you could
the All
talk that
Star break,
man unless you could talk that man into to taking that vaccine, which probably is not going to be the case. I mean, what is ten? You said $10,000.
I think it's like a totality of maybe like between $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 in totality of the amount of fines that Brooklyn will have to pay for the home games. But you brought
Man,
up the
please.
whole vaccination thing with Kyrie. Why the hell would Kyrie Irving now take the vaccine? When you look at the beef that they had, he basically won.
Yeah, no. I feel you. But I know there was some rumor that he's supposed to be taking some plant-based vaccine or something
Okay.
stupid like that Canada is working on that he might consider. But I mean, I feel like depends on how bad you think you want the championship. Uh if you want to go hard at it this year, go ahead and pay the money. And if Kyrie's still not what you want him to be as far as complying with you only doing it for 1 year.
That's
If you
basically
think you
all
can
I'm
do it this
saying.
year, just go
That's
ahead and do it.
that's my thing. You do not, if you are a Brooklyn Nets fan, you do not have forever to play around with the chemistry thing. Remember,
Uh
Kyrie and KD came together last year, and a whole
mhm.
year went by because of injuries. They didn't even play together.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to ingratiate James Harden. So let me ask you this,
Mhm.
D. If you bring all three of these guys on the basketball court to play a
Mhm.
substantial amount of time, who do you have running the point guard at this point? Do you put
Uh,
that in responsibility of Kyrie's hand, or do you give that responsibility to James Harden
oh
and
no, it's
allow
still James
Kyrie to
Harden.
play more off the ball?
It's still James Harden. James
Okay.
Harden is the point guard of that team. He said it last year. He said that he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? He don't look as skilled as Kyrie is. Kyrie is a great ISO player.
Right.
He doesn't necessarily see the court the way that say a Harden does. So being that that's the case, you gotta let Harden run the show.
Right. Okay.
So and then you got the young guys there, and I think them getting Patty Mills to come off the bench is like a godsend for them.
Patty
You know?
Mills have been unbelievable this year, bro. Coming off of the
Yeah.
bench, being able to score. I've seen him, 20-point games, 30-point games, like the way he played against
Yep.
the Lakers this year. Patty
Yep.
Mills is on his job. There's no denying that. But when you look at the
Yeah.
competition in the East, those guys are stacked. Milwaukee got a nice ball club. Miami got a nice ball club. Like, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for Brooklyn to get to the NBA Finals. Then you look at the moves that the Knicks made yesterday. The young New York Knicks, they made a trade. They paired up Cam Reddish back with R.J. Barrett to play in New York with that trade with the Atlanta Hawks yesterday. So the New York Knicks are trying to make some noise, going into the second half
That
of
was
the season.
stupid. I didn't see the point of I didn't see the point of that for Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know
Unless
what
they
Atlanta's
just
doing. I don't know what Atlanta's doing. I don't know
what?
what Atlanta's doing.
Okay, all right,
Now, the Lakers
fair.
had reportedly offered Atlanta 2 second-round picks for Cam Reddish, and Atlanta turned
Uh
it down. Do you think Cam made out better going to New York than playing with LeBron and the Lakers?
huh. It depends on what Thibodeau sees in him
Mhm.
and what he has him doing. That's mainly my issue as far as that goes, because Thibodeau is very, it took him a while to get Kemba right. So
Kim was
it's
playing.
just
Kim was playing lights out. Kim was playing lights
yeah.
out, and I remember you and I talked about the whole Kimba Walker experiment, and when he had got benched, was this thing just a failure? Should we just call it quits on that? But he was able to find a way to bounce back. So I'm impressed with Kimba and how the Knicks are progressing. Like you said, I'm confused on what Atlanta was thinking in this whole situation. They traded Cam Reddish, they traded Solomon Hill, and a 2025 second round pick to the Brooklyn Nets. Via Brooklyn to the New York Knicks for Kevin Knox and a protected 2022 first round pick. So Atlanta, to me, who was in the playoffs, who won a series, looked like they kind of in rebuilding mode. I don't really know what the hell they got going on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're not. I I guess they figure they can't beat the top four teams in the on the East anyway.
Right.
So you might as well just kind of junk it up. Because I mean, let's be honest. I mean, as good as old Trey is, I mean, he can't do nothing with
Not by
full
himself.
powered. No. Can't do nothing
Now,
with a full powered Brooklyn or Milwaukee or Chicago.
especially in the 7-game series, and I totally forgot you brought up the Chicago Bulls, the way they playing. The Bulls are playing lights out. DeMar DeRozan playing unbelievable basketball right now. Now, the current NBA All-Star votes are in, or they going in. The fans are doing the votes right now. As of right now, the Western All-Star starters, according to the fan vote, we got Steph Curry, Ja Morant, LeBron James, Andrew Wiggins, and Nikola Jokic as the All-Star starters for the West. Does that sound interesting, right? What do you think about that?
Yeah, Wiggins? Yeah, that's interesting. Go ahead.
Wiggins and Joker. And then on the East side of things, we got Trae Young, who we just spoke on, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid rounds out the 5 right now for the East as far as the fan vote goes. When you look at those two squads, as far as starters, who do you think have the best package, the East or the West?
The East.
The East?
Yeah, the East. East got 3 guys you can't stop.
Giannis, KD, and who else? And well, look, shit. When you look at it, he might got 4. Who the hell is stopping DeMar? And who can stop Joel? Like, those guys are balling.
Yeah.
Those guys are balling.
Joel has definitely been a different animal this year. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I got to see what's going to happen with Ben Simmons this year, and I don't know what's going to go on with this whole Dame situation, because I heard that's a situation as well too.
Dame is done.
So.
Dame is done. Dame is about to have surgery. And I think what I was saying, I felt like Dame and Lillard was just trying to wait around and see what the hell Kawhi Leonard was going to do. Because I felt like he might have tried to go and play with Kawhi and PG. But PG is done for the year. Kawhi's not coming back. I think Dame is about to shut it down. And we'll just have to figure out the whole Lillard story probably next year.
If you're the Clippers, what do you think about the whole thing with Kawhi? Like, at this point, you got to feel like you've been cheated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because not only is Kawhi Leonard not being productive on the basketball court, when you look at it in totality, He's not showing any leadership quality. He's not
No.
recruiting anyone to come to LA. You don't see that presence on the sidelines, or I'm not in the locker room, but I just don't see that leadership quality from Kawhi that they would need from him, even if he's not on the basketball court.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta feel cheated, man. And then the last guy I wanted to bring up to you, Zion. So this just got just speculation. I don't think it's probably not gonna happen. But what are your odds on the fact that maybe New Orleans goes ahead and tries to get rid of Zion?
when we look at the history of what the Pelicans front office have done, I think they're too stupid and I think they're too selfish to get rid of Zion while they have the opportunity. Zion is one of the most overrated players that we are going to see in the history of the NBA. If we could do this draft all over again, I would pick Ja Morant 20 times over Zion. But now New
I picked
Orleans is
him.
all
I was picking Ja
you picked him
Morant.
as well?
Yeah, I was picking Ja Morant beforehand,
Yeah,
mainly
I just
because I knew the weight was going to be a problem. I was like, man, as soon as he gets hurt, if his ankle or anything with his leg gets hurt, it's going to be an ongoing problem because he cannot keep his weight under control.
it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
sad.
yeah,
And I think these issues that Zion is having, they self-inflicted. I'm not saying
yeah,
he just sits around and doesn't exercise or work out, but when you gaining weight like that, these are things that you can work on, especially if you're not playing.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sold on Zion. I feel like New Orleans as an organization is not smart enough to make the move that really needs to be made because they have so much time and money invested in him already. They just gonna have to
Hmm.
suffer and deal with this. If they would have
Yeah,
kept Lonzo Ball and kept that young nucleus, they'd have been all right. But now that they kind of
he's
split that
looking
up,
real busty right now.
it's looking
I
real
will
busted.
say that.
That's a fact.
So yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it's going down. So D, I appreciate you, man. I'm about to get up out of here in a minute, but I
Oh,
appreciate you chopping it up with me, man. As always,
no
salute to
problem.
you
Always,
and
bro.
the baby girl. Happy New Year
Yes,
to you,
sir.
and we'll chop it up again later on this week.
Yes, sir.
All right, G. Peace. That was my guy D Money, man. Salute to him. So yeah, man, it's just been a crazy last 24 hours in the NBA. Like I said, I do not want to sit up here and shit on Mr. Ja Morant. He has been doing his thing. I am a fan of Ja Morant, but I feel like he is doing entirely too much too early, and we are putting too much mustard on a regular season sandwich, and it doesn't taste good, not to me. So I need more time. I need Ja Morant to do a little bit more, and we'll see how that happens. I just still, regardless of the success that Ja's having, I don't see the Memphis Grizzlies being a damn favorite coming out of the Western Conference this year. There's too many hurdles to climb. I don't care about the 11-game winning streak that they on right now. This is still a regular season. We got half of the NBA out with injuries, key players. We got the other half still haven't got anything together when you talk about chemistry. So we got a lot of basketball left to play, and I'm just not sold on Ja Morant and Memphis being the team to beat or one of the teams to beat in the NBA, much less the Western Conference. We still got a lot and a long way to go. As far as Kyrie Irving go and the Brooklyn Nets, like the Brooklyn Nets, they would be a fool to sit up here and play big bank, little bank. I think at the end of the day, they will kick out the fines. They will do whatever they have to do to get Kyrie on the court for the home games. And when you look at it, D Money, he brought up the whole idea about Kyrie possibly taking the vaccine or doing another type of vaccination. I don't see why Kyrie, unless it's for personal reasons, why he would bother to do anything, because he really won. He said he wasn't going to get vaccinated. Brooklyn at first said they didn't want a part-time player, so they was not going to allow Kyrie to play at all. Then, because of so many injuries, they had to ask for him to come back for at least the home games. Now that he's playing, for the road games. Now he's back. He's playing on the road, playing pretty decent basketball. More COVID health and safety protocol issues with the NBA, so more players are out. The New York mandate, if they pay the fines, they can get him to play in Brooklyn. So I think at the end of the day, Brooklyn has no choice but to cough up the money, get Kyrie playing on the basketball court sooner than later, because his contract is coming up. James Harden contract is coming up. and we really just don't know what's next or what's what. So we're going to have to see, man, but you guys are now rocking with the best. This is the best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm 7 Mitchell, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We are live streaming from a lot of different places this morning, man. The YouTube channel, of course, Best of 7 Sports Talk. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm also on BIGO, man. Salute to all the listeners out there on BIGO Live, man. Y'all can check me out on BIGO at 7 Mitchell. Salute to y'all. Hope you guys have a great day. Salute to everyone in the association. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Ja Morant and this early success of the Memphis Grizzlies, as well as the Brooklyn Nets and the Kyrie Irving situation. What the hell is going on? Are the Brooklyn Nets going to play big bank, little bank, or they're going to be selfish with this money, or they're going to kick it out and allow Kyrie to play home games in an effort to finally get a championship in Brooklyn? Y'all let me know, man, but you guys are now rocking with the best. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm 7 Mitchell. I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all be good. Peace.